From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Teisha Bader.
I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, March the 15th, 2017. U.S. Special Representative for International Negotiations Jason Greenblatt met last night with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu for over 5 hours in Jerusalem. As we reported to you, Greenblatt arrived in Israel on Monday to meet with Israeli and Palestinian leaders. U.S. State Department spokesman Mark Toner said on Monday about the visit that Greenblatt was there to listen to both sides and how they perceive getting to a peace process. The U.S. Embassy in Tel Aviv released a statement about last night's meeting with Netanyahu, saying he and Greenblatt reaffirmed the joint commitment of both Israel and the U.S. to advance a genuine and lasting peace between Israel and the Palestinians that strengthens the security of Israel and enhances stability in the region. Netanyahu and Greenblatt discussed issues including relating to construction in the settlements in the West Bank and improving the economic situation for the Palestinians. Greenblatt called the meeting very positive and productive. Greenblatt also met with Israeli President Reuven Rivlin, as well as with Palestinian officials, including yesterday with Palestinian Authority President Mahmoud Abbas in Ramallah, calling it a positive, far-ranging exchange about the current situation, including discussions on how to advance peace and stop Palestinian incitement. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Netanyahu met today in Jerusalem with the Foreign Minister of Italy, Angelino Alfano, and with the President of Bosnia, Mladen Ivanic. Netanyahu will reportedly meet with Greenblatt again tomorrow. Israeli authorities are looking into a suspected car ramming attack in the West Bank. A Palestinian teenage girl drove her car into a bus stop at the Etzion Junction in the central West Bank this afternoon in what is thought to have been a deliberate attack. She was shot and wounded by Israeli soldiers and then given medical attention by Israeli paramedics at the scene and taken to the hospital for further treatment. No Israelis were said to have been seriously injured in the incident. The U.S. Department of Justice is looking to extradite a Jordanian woman in connection with a terror attack that took place in Jerusalem in 2001. Alem Aref Ahmad Al-Tamimi was sentenced to life in prison in Israel in 2003 for her part in the bombing of the Sbarro pizzeria in Jerusalem that left 15 people dead, 2 of them who were American citizens. She was released, however, as part of the Gilad Shalit prisoner exchange in 2011. U.S. charges against Tamimi have been under seal since 2013, but were publicized yesterday. Acting head of the Justice Department's National Security Division, Mary McCord, said the charges unsealed today serve as a reminder that when terrorists target Americans anywhere in the world, we will never forget and we will continue to seek to ensure that they are held accountable. The president of Argentina will meet on Friday with Israeli survivors and relatives of victims of the 1992 terror attack at the Israeli embassy in Buenos Aires. President Mauricio Macri will host a group of 30 Israelis, the first time that an Argentine president has met with Israeli survivors of the attack. The meeting precedes a ceremony in Buenos Aires to mark 25 years since the bombing that killed 29 people and injured more than 200. Terror group Hezbollah, with support from Iran, is believed responsible for the attack, though no arrests have ever been made. Israel's ambassador to India and Sri Lanka, Daniel Carmon, who lost his wife Eliora in the 1992 attack, will participate in the ceremony on Friday. He is part of a social media campaign in Argentina to remember the bombing and to stop terrorism, using the hashtag Paz Sin Terror, peace without terror. Well, Israel's baseball team's very successful and surprising run at the World Baseball Classic has come to an end. Team Israel lost today in Tokyo against Team Japan 8-3. This was Israel's first time at the international competition, and they were the lowest-ranked team to qualify for it. They had a series of wins, beating South Korea, Taiwan, the Netherlands, and Cuba. The team is comprised mostly of American Jewish players, 7 of whom played in the major leagues. Prime Minister Netanyahu's chief of staff, Eli Groner, said the team's performance was a source of Jewish and Israeli pride. Groner said these are players that take off their baseball hats and proudly wear skull caps while singing the Israeli anthem before the game. He said that's a diplomatic achievement that is going to stay with us for many years. And taking a look now at our programming for tonight on JBS for Wednesday, March the 15th. At 7 o'clock, it's from the Aleph Bet. At 7:30, a look at using technology to combat hate from the recent ADL conference. At 8 o'clock, NYU's Rabbi Yehuda Sarna speaks to Israeli-American students about their experience on American college campuses on millennial perspectives. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with journalist and author Tuvia Tenenbaum about his book, The Lies They Tell, A Journey Through America on L'chaim. And at 10:30, political consultant John Marttila talks about the findings of a survey of American prejudice. That's from the ADL's 100th anniversary conference. And coming up right after this newscast tonight at 6:30, it's Thinking Out Loud with Micah Halpern. And that's the JBS News Update for Wednesday, March the 15th, 2017. I'm Teisha Bader.